Next on Worcester News Tonight, all eyes on Hurricane Matthew as it moves north. What Worcester organization it could impact if it hits Haiti. Plus, Westborough plans for a 9/11 memorial, include a piece from the Twin Towers in New York City. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. We begin tonight with Hurricane Matthew, which is gaining strength and is expected to hit Jamaica and Haiti tomorrow. And while it's still too far away to determine if it will impact New England, many in the area are keeping a close eye on the storm. Here in Worcester, the Be Like Brit Foundation has an orphanage in Grand Guava, Haiti. Some of the staff were in Haiti recently and had to cut their stay short because of the hurricane. Cheryl Ann Gangle left yesterday from Haiti and has been in touch with the staff at the orphanage. We spoke with one of them by phone earlier today, and he says they have a security plan in place for when the storm hits.
I just want, to reassure everybody that we're as best prepared as we can be for the storm, and we're doing everything that we can, not only just for our kids, but for our employees and their families as well.
We have 66 children, and we've kept key employees, and we've invited their families to stay at the orphanage. And some people are deciding to stay. Others are going to go home with their other family members.
The storm is expected to hit Haiti as a major hurricane, meaning it will have sustained winds greater than 110 miles an hour. The storm's projected path has it headed toward North and South Carolina later this week. Earlier this summer, Worcester Teachers Union won the right to test for harmful chemicals in 2 city schools. But after an appeal by the administration, the union is still waiting to conduct those tests. Our Catherine Andrioli has more details tonight on the safety concerns the union is raising.
The kids are the biggest concern of mine because they're the people that carry the PCBs in their fatty tissues forever.
Members of the Worcester Teachers Union are raising concerns about harmful chemicals in 2 Worcester high schools. Years ago, tests revealed the presence of PCBs at Doherty Memorial and Burncoat High Schools.
It was done a few years ago, yes, and there were elevated levels in those 2 schools.
PCBs were commonly found in the window caulking and fluorescent light ballasts of older buildings. Mike Cerisi of the Massachusetts Teachers Association has been studying the issue for years.
They have cancer-causing chemicals in them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were banned in 1970 in the United States. Production was banned.
The Worcester Teachers Union won the right to test for the chemicals linked to cancer back in June. However, it hasn't happened yet because the school department is appealing the ruling. The superintendent's office released a statement saying the district remains committed to its short-term and long-term efforts to continue to address the possible presence of PCBs in its schools.
And we looked at the caulking of the building. We took teachers from those buildings that had deteriorated caulking that contained PCBs. And we looked at their blood samples for these 18 people. And we found, the study showed that those people had elevated levels of PCBs in their blood compared to the general population.
Former Worcester Mayor Ray Mariano's wife is a teacher at Burncoat High School. He says more needs to be done to address the issue.
My wife is a teacher, and I'm concerned that a number of people in the building, in Burncoat in particular, have come down with cancer. As this issue has grown and as more and more people have gotten sick, of course, I've gotten to be gravely concerned.
Members of the teachers union say they will be meeting at a school committee meeting on Thursday to discuss the issue of PCB chemicals. In Worcester, I'm Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.
The superintendent's office did release a statement saying they are following the EPA's best management practices guidelines when it comes to PCBs and have been since 2011. Westborough plans for a 9/11 memorial in town will include a piece of the Twin Towers from New York City. For years, the town has had a steel beam in storage from the ruins in New York. The town officials decided the beam will serve as an integral part of the memorial, which will be located near the fire station at the corner of Milk and Grove Street. As you see, it's marked with that sign saying it's the future site of the memorial. The town manager says a committee has finalized plans for the memorial as a way to honor those who were impacted by the tragedy.
People from this area were on one of the flights from Boston, and so it's a way to memorialize both the victims in the plane crash as well as the efforts put forth by the police and firefighters.
There is no timeline at the moment for when the memorial will be built. The town is currently trying to find a contractor. Worcester police wrapping up a large operation in the Main South neighborhood that resulted in more than 20 people arrested in undercover stings within the last week. Our Rosalind Flaherty reports.
thing. Our end game, our goal is all the same, is to give them a quality of life down there that anybody else would deserve and want.
In the past 3 weeks, an added police presence in the main South area resulted in 175 arrests. Last week, more than 20 arrests were made during a week-long prostitution sting conducted by the Vice Squad.
The ending the demand. The fact that you cannot come into this neighborhood and think you can buy human beings. Human beings are not for sale.
Even early in the morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., you have you have people going to school, children going to school, parents dropping their kids off, and they don't want to see anything like that.
Sergeant Carrie Hazelhurst says police targeted Johns during the sting, using undercover female officers as decoys.
Those were highly successful. They were out there early in the morning, late at night.
Athena Haddon is the program director at Everyday Miracles Peer Recovery Center.
We know that incarceration doesn't work. We know that these folks need treatment.
Haddon says many women who are arrested for prostitution crimes are out the same day.
As early as lunchtime.
She says her biggest concern is if arrests are being made without services.
Arresting makes it harder for these folks to turn their lives around when they do get their lives turned around. And now to find a job, to find housing, when they should have gotten treatment from the beginning.
Haddon's hope is more treatment options become available, and treatment options are offered on demand.
Until we treat it like we do all other illnesses and all other diseases, we're going to keep, this is going to be the problem.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester man has been sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of his cousin and business partner 2 years ago. Last week, a jury found Peter Jasper guilty of shooting and killing Paul Miluzzo in the parking lot of Smitty's Tavern in December of 2014. Prosecutors allege Jasper killed Miluzzo because he was angry over bad business dealings and blamed him for his financial difficulties. Jasper maintains his innocence. A Worcester man accused of going on an hour-long crime spree during the summer will be held on $250,000 bail. 35-year-old Antonio Damon was arraigned in Superior Court earlier today. He faces multiple charges, including 3 counts of aggravated rape and aggravated kidnapping. Prosecutors say a 27-year-old victim told authorities a man entered her office seeking mental health assistance, put his hands on her throat, and forcibly raped her at knife point before threatening her life and fleeing. Damon was being held without bail prior to today's hearing. He is due back in court later this month. 2 people taken to the hospital after a 2-car crash on Hammond Street earlier today in the city. The crash happened around 3 Monday afternoon. A van and a car could be seen heavily damaged on the road, as you see there. First responders were on scene helping the patients. A nearby nurse who heard the crash was the first to check on the victims. She says everyone appeared to be in stable condition.
We heard a big crash and we called 911, and I had gone over there and asked if anyone needed an ambulance, and they said yes.
The crash did cause some traffic delays. The cause of the accident is under investigation. Police need your help finding the individuals responsible for vandalizing a high school football field in Sturbridge. Police responding to Tantasco Regional High School around 5:30 Sunday evening. It discovered several 250-gallon tanks containing a liquid substance had been deliberately drained onto the school's athletic field. The spill was contained and determined to be non-hazardous. No word on how much damage was done to the field. Well, the wait is over for Patriots fans. That's right, quarterback Tom Brady returned from suspension today, and his return could not come at a better time for the Patriots after they lost yesterday to the Buffalo Bills, a loss where the Pats were shut out for the first time in more than 20 years. Our Brittany Schaefer caught up with fans who are excited to have their star quarterback back on the team.
I mean, we're Patriots fans to the fullest.
The New England Patriots may have lost their first game of the season Sunday.
To be honest, it is a little devastating, but I'm not worried about it. It's a third-string quarterback. No team really relies on a third string.
But fans in Worcester, like James Schofield, says the team will be just fine, especially with Tom Brady's 4-game suspension ending today.
It's a tough loss, yes, 16-0, but we'll come back next week. We have Brady back.
Fans say Brady will be a welcomed addition to the offense since the team's first time shut out at home since 1993.
Personally, I was shocked altogether to lose after winning 3 games.
and especially to lose at home.
This is absolutely what I think about the situation. I think our third string quarterback, Brit, wasn't really that good. His thumb's all messed up, and we basically got swept.
It's a third string quarterback, and he's a rookie.
The Pats still lead the AFC East with a record of 3-1. All things considered, fans say it's a good start.
The rest of the team's been great. It's just the quarterback, you know what I'm saying? And Garoppolo got hurt on top of it.
So far, so good. We lost one game, but that doesn't mean that we can't come back.
One thing Patriots fans seem to agree on is they are ready for Tom Brady's return this Sunday.
We did lose one game, but, you know, probably with having him back, we probably won't lose any more games.
He's going to dominate the field, and he's going to prove a point.
He's going to show everybody. He's going to show everybody why everybody in New England loves him.
Going to have the GOAT back.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News.